and say, you've been forgiven.
Look, it's not what you think, man. It's not what you think. We just wrestling. Just wrestling. Ain't that right, Candace?
God will save a repenting soul, but if you're unable to forgive, then you just might be that lost one.
But baby, I just need you to tell me what's going on with you.
Told you.
Please don't hurt me, no. Please.
Yeah, man, we gonna sit right here. We gonna wait on the police. That's what we gonna do.
We're not gonna hurt you. We're not gonna hurt you. If you scream, we kill you. We're not gonna hurt you. We're not gonna hurt you. If you scream, we kill you.
Friday, November the 1st at 7 p.m. at the studio, 7511 South Loop East, Houston, Texas, 77021. This is a ticketed event and also includes the gala dinner.
But wait, there's more.
Yes, there is more. You could win $500 by entering the most inspirational t-shirt contest. So get your entry form in now before October the 18th. And to qualify, you must be present and holding a gala ticket. So don't miss your chance to win $500 for the most inspirational t-shirt. So get your entry form in now before October the 18th. For more information,
Call 713-485-5906. 713-485-5906.
or visit the website www.mamajoeministry.com.
Woo-wee. Hey guys, how y'all doing? Blessed Sunday on this wonderful, beautiful Sunday, October the 6th, I believe. Is it October 6th?
October
Is that
6th.
what?
Yes.
Yeah. Welcome back to MJM Broadcasting Network. Y'all, we are still working out the clinches and the
kinks.
and
Kinks.
stuff. But we're so glad y'all tuned in. And today we got all kind of topics, but we're gonna be focusing all this month on domestic violence and cancer survivors and people who are battling cancer. So today we got an awesome guest. Her name is Carolyn Baker, and she's gonna come here and talk about this upcoming event that they're gonna be having real soon. But we also talking about our gala.
Yeah.
Our gala is coming up, y'all. Y'all don't want to miss this awesome gala. I tell you, it's gonna be full of fun, full of entertainment. Yeah, we just gonna do it all out. We doing it all out. We doing the king and queen side style, you know. But the difference is we're gonna be in t-shirts and denim
Yeah.
and diamonds.
T-shirts,
Hey,
denim.
Kenzie, I need another diamond.
I got you.
You got me?
I got
See,
you.
that's what I'm talking about. And we're gonna have some subjects, y'all, that's gonna be out of this world. You know, God has just really been blessing us, and we're so excited to be here, you know. And so, first of all, I want to say, you know, to all the pastors and all over the city, surrounding areas, all over the world. I commend pastors because those men who are really committed to God, it is a job.
Yeah.
It is truly a job, and I just commend you guys for, feeding us sheep who trying to be bulls, and Mama Joe say, and I just want to say thank God for you guys, and I want to say this too also, when we start pointing fingers out at everybody and their faults and stuff like that, the Bible tells us, remember you once was. Okay, we often forget that there was a time that we weren't saved. Okay, and there was a time where we did pretend to be saved. You ever do that?
Yes.
You did act like that, you know.
I used to.
Said Jesus
I know
out of your
better
mouth,
now.
but then when you got behind closed doors, it was
So and so.
but God saved us. You know, it could have been
Yeah.
me. It could have been me. I asked y'all. I'm sending out a request for all believers that who believe in the Lord Jesus Christ and the Holy Spirit and God the Father. Pray for P Daddy. Pray for him.
Yeah.
You know, and we as a race of people, we have a tendency to talk more about our business
Hmm.
and down our people. But take it from me, as a ex-police officer, we are not top of the chain. Those other folks are, but they don't tell their business. And we
Yeah.
get around and we talk about each other and we put down each other. But listen, Christians, believers, let's stop this here. Let's stop it. Because it could have been you, could have been me, but by the grace of God, we're still here. We're here, and we're supposed. There's a thing about showing love, and it's not condoning everybody and they wrong. God said He chastised those whom He loved.
Yeah.
And but for us to go and start downing our people, we need to come together. We need to come together and pray for one another, especially us Christians. Like I said, because it could have been us. It could have been us. So I implore you guys to stop downing your people. You got something to say. It's okay, but get off the social media, because it's not only destroying them,
Hmm.
but it making us look like that's our
Say
people.
it, say it,
So
say it.
they will assume
Yeah.
that everybody's like that.
Yeah.
I remember one time I was living over here in this pretty much upper class neighborhood, and this little Chinese boy came to
Mhm.
my house. I ain't lying to y'all. He came to my house and knocked on the door, and I said, "Hi." I said, "Can I help you?" He said, "I want you to go over there and beat those people up."
Oh.
I say, "What people?" I said, "Who are they?" That's my mom and daddy.
Jesus.
I said, "Baby," I said, "No, we don't know." He said, "But all black people fight."
Not all of them.
Now, mind you, he was a little slow.
That wasn't stereotype.
Huh?
But
That was serious,
he
right?
had to learn that from somewhere, though.
Yes. And they're teaching, and he was Chinese now.
Mm.
He wasn't white. He wasn't, Mexican or nothing. He was Chinese. And he said, all black people fight. And I said,
Whoa.
no, baby, we don't do that. He said, y'all don't fight? He said, all y'all black people fight. I said,
Not
I
true.
said, no, baby, that's not true. But that's what they're teaching them. They're teaching them that we as a black race, we're violent.
Yeah.
And we're not. We're just, we do some stupid stuff, but we're not top of the chain on violence. And we need to start, stop talking about our things that happens.
Yeah.
Let's handle this among us, because this is what the world is seeing. The world, look at it. Look at it. Most everything that they putting you on the news, they putting you on every social media. You don't see very seldom you'll see those other race of people broadcasting what they do. They got a little app that I look at, and it's called Snoops. And most things you see is us.
Jesus.
And we're not at the top of the chain. Believe you me, we're not at the top of the chain, but we're embracing, their behavior. So as people of color, we gotta let's straighten our own stuff out.
Yes.
As people, as believers, let's stop talking about the preachers. Let's stop talking about the rappers.
Yeah.
All these people who are falling. Come on, get on your knees and pray, because hey, it could have been you.
Yeah.
It could have been me, but by the grace of God, we're still on top of the water.
Yeah.
So that's my plea, and that's gonna be my top plea. please, let's start supporting each other, praying for each other. We don't have to condone nothing they do, but we don't get in the habit of condemning them. You know, and my question was, there was a guy that when Johnny Cash was living, and said that this preacher went backstage. He loved Johnny Cash, right?
Mhm.
And he went backstage, and he wanted to meet Johnny Cash. And he went back there and he talked to Johnny Cash and asked Johnny, was he saved? And Johnny said no. And the preacher said, well, here's my card. When you decide you want to meet God, look me up.
Mm.
And it wasn't, I don't think it was a good year later that he went. And it was a small church.
Mhm.
And Johnny Cash got
Yes, sir.
saved.
Lord have mercy.
Okay. So that's what we need to do.
Go out into the byway.
You know, it's not that, don't listen to, those rappers and those things, even the Christian, the gospel, we need a whole lot of that.
Yeah.
We need some true believers, preachers. You get out there. It's good to go to church. It's a necessity to go to church to tell the Lord thank you. Make that sacrifice, get out your bed and come to the temple and tell God thank you, because He's at your house all the time.
Lord have mercy.
Okay, we have
Yes,
a play that we do, the greatest love story ever told, and in that play, she said, "I'm tired of going to your daddy house. He don't never come to my house, but He's there all the time,
There all the time.
all the time." So the least thing that we can do, and I tell people all the time, you don't go to church to make friends, even though it would be good. You go to church to give God the praise and tell God thank you. You make that sacrifice to get out of your bed and say, God, you worked
Thank you, Lord.
for what you've done for me.
Yeah.
Amen. So
Yeah, amen on
anyway,
that. Yes,
so anyway, we're gonna talk about the upcoming event that Carolyn is going to be sponsoring and
Amen.
filming and interviewing, and it's about domestic violence. This is the
Lord
month for
Jesus.
domestic violence, and I am a poster girl for that. Yeah, I thank God. I thank God. And I'll explain it to you later. But my movie, Unshamed Forever, that's what it's all about. It's a portion of what God had allowed me to go through. And I do say God had allowed me to go through to get where I'm at today.
Amen.
And because the Bible says that others are overcome by your testimony. And too many, it's been too long. We've been too silent. And it died down for a bit, but now it's back on the rise. And we got to combat this here. We not only have a domestic violence, but we have international violence now. Human trafficking,
Lord have mercy.
with children and
Talk about it.
anybody that can get their hands on. And it's
Sad.
this world is
Sad.
coming to to a point where the Bible says it's gonna be worse than it ever been.
Jesus.
But for the believers, you ain't got nothing to worry about. Look at, so we'll be back.
Man.
Turn to the person next to you and say, you've been forgiven.
Look, it's not what you think, man. It's not what you think. We just wrestling. Just wrestling. Ain't that right, Candace?
God will save a repenting soul, but if you're unable to forgive, then you just might be that lost one.
But baby, I just need you to tell me what's going on with you.
Told you.
Please don't hurt me, no. Please.
Yeah, man, we gonna sit right here. We gonna wait on the police. That's what we gonna do.
We're not gonna hurt you. If you scream, we'll kill you. We're not gonna hurt you. We're not gonna hurt you. If you scream, we'll kill you.
Okay. I was talking, y'all. I forgot to hit the mic. But anyway, I'm still learning this here, okay? But wow, that was awesome, awesome trailer. Thank you, Kenji. This is a movie that I wrote, and it's true to life. Um, it talks about domestic violence, in a short, way. But back in that happened in the 70s, to me, and I remember when I had first called the police, when it happened, they told me that I had to leave the house or there was nothing they could do. And back in the day, you had nowhere to go. There was no, you know, no resources or anything like that. And many of us was taught that, he's taking care of home, and you need to do just keep your mouth shut, don't do nothing. And we were groomed, and I'm gonna say that we were groomed to be abused, you know, and don't leave your husband, don't do that, because he's taking care of the home and all that. So a lot of women stayed in those relationships because basically they didn't have nowhere to go, and then when you try to leave, you had children. I had a daughter, and the last night, the fight that you seen, that was the last night that uh, I took it. And here's the thing: a lot of people ask why women stay in abusive relationship. Number one, they don't want to die. They will psych you out to the point where they will let you know that they will kill you. They will kill you. And I've had a friend. Hey Sandy, I hope you're out there listening in. Her name was Sandy Murphy, and she had decided to leave her husband. And right there on 16, right over here on the Ship Channel, he was following her. She had left him, and he found her, and he was following her. And she said what she did, she pulled on the side of the feeder, and was waiting on him to get out of the car. And then if he got out of the car, she's gonna hit the gas and take off. Well, she hit the gas, and the car went dead. He got out with a shotgun, bust the window out, pull her out of the car. Her sister went with her. He cocked the gun on the sister, and he took the gun, hit her in the face with the butt of the gun, put his foot on her neck, and pulled the trigger. And just when he pulled the trigger, her face kind of turned, and he blew half of her face off. And here's the thing: after all of that, he only got 8 years, and he was out in 3, I believe. So back in the day, there was no help for us, And so when my husband beat me, he beat me. He broke both of my jaws. He broke 3 of my toes, bruised 3 of my ribs. By the grace of God, I was able to leave that, but I had to make up in my mind. I was either going to die, and be carried out of body bag, or I was going to leave.
Right.
And my daughter was 8 months old, and I couldn't pack her, so I had to leave her there. I had to trust that, he wouldn't hurt her, whatever.
Right.
And when they found me, I walked from Sunnyside to City Hall. How I made it that far, I don't know, by the grace of God. And there was this old police officer, his name was Officer Foster, that's all I knew about him, that he thought my pimp had left me for dead. And I spent 6 weeks in Jefferson Davis, wrapped up from head to toe. And so when I got healed and I got out, I went to go get my daughter. He had took her to his family, and they wouldn't give me my baby back. So, and to this day, my daughter got some issues, because she's like, why you didn't try to come and get me?
Right.
But you didn't have any rights back there. And I was only, 16, 17 years old. And so women didn't have no rights back in the day. Even now more so, that we're seeing that more women, and some men, but more women are being actually killed
Every day.
And back in the day, if I killed my husband, I went to prison. And even now, as a police officer, ex-police officer, we can't protect everybody. and when women leave, they psych you out. Oh, you ain't got nothing. You ain't got nowhere to go. They actually they hunters. They look for the weaker women. They look for the women who don't have family or who have bad relationship with their family, and just a woman who wants to be loved, and whatever. And they come in there smooth like sheep. I mean, wolves in sheep clothing. And I'm gonna take care of you, and I'm gonna do this here. And because we are women and we are designed to need a man. I know y'all don't want to hear that, but that's true. Oh yeah, we were designed for that. Because when we got here, there was a man already here. And the man had his car, he had his home, he had his finances, he even had the servants. Hello, somebody. And all we needed to do was just be beautiful, you know. But because we got mixed in society, telling us, oh, you can do this and you can do that, you your own woman, da, da, da. But I tell a lot of women, did you ask God about that man? Did you say, God, is this the man I'm supposed to marry? We don't consult God. Oh, he looks fine. He looks like Kendra. He like a nice looking man, right? Yeah, he's nice looking man. But we don't know nothing about his history.
True.
We don't take our time to get to know one another, and our girls, we're not, and I'm gonna have to go into that.
Yeah,
but anyway,
let me tell you. Okay, we have so many organizations out here now that are there to help people in domestic violence. And that was the event that I was going to talk about. It's an award ceremony for the people that have contributed to Sugar Baby's 24-hour safe place. And that is Brenda Bassey Sims is the CEO over that. And Cynthia Allen has been a part of the team for years. And I come in as the media. I play it safe. I stay on the level of the media. That way, if you need me for something, okay, I'm there for you. But if not, I'm over here with my camera, and that's what I do. But like you were saying, that women are programmed today to be self-sufficient and take care of themselves. And I am a poster child. People will tell you. And then they say, well, it stems back to the daughters. And I noticed that about my daughters. They're single. One is due to death. Her husband passed away. The other one, but they're single. They're holding it down. But as you were talking about it, now I see, because I know how I am. I have a reputation on the street, and all the people out there know me know how I am. Yeah, what it is. But I just want to say that there is resources for women. Men get abused too.
Oh yeah.
And there is places that you can call.
Let me ask you this here, Carol. What is, okay, say I'm in an abusive relationship. I got kids, and I've been with this guy for 15 years. Okay. I'm
You love him.
Yeah, I love him. Okay.
I love him.
But I want to get out for my children's sake. I don't have the money to, get the lawyer like he does or whatever. What is, in your opinion, what is my first step to take to get myself out?
Get away from it. Check into one of the many organizations, because they're put out there on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter. They exposing themselves for that purpose, for people to call them for help. And never think that there's nobody there. I actually am a supporter of Code by Faith. And this is an organization here. They have a location in Katy and one in Pasadena.
Say that again. What's the name?
Clothed by Faith.
Okay.
This organization gives the whole family a week's worth of clothing. new or slightly used. And it's like a store. They give them a bag and they let them go in there and fill it up. So there's different organizations that can help people that's in domestic violence to get assistance so they can get away from it.
Okay. And I have a question. When, a woman or a man or whoever being abused decide to get out of this situation, they can't do it right then and there. Is there any organization that will counsel them, give them counsel, to build a
self-esteem up,
encourage get their courage up to make that move? Because, when I made that move,
you just took out.
I was just running for my life. I had been wanting to get out of that, but I saw no way, and ain't no way I could tell them that I was going to leave, whatever. And I had no place to go. You know what I'm saying? And, and by the grace of God, and I thank God that that officer found me on that bench.
Right.
Because if he hadn't, so when you have a victim who's contemplating leaving, is there any resource out there that can
you
counsel
can
me
actually call 311 and they will connect you with an organization that can be there as counseling, trying to help you find a way to get away with your children. And that's one of the things that I learned is 311. 311 come in handy for everything.
Okay.
Everything.
Okay, so 311, if you all, if you haven't even decided to leave, try to get some counseling to help you understand why you're still there. Because there's different reasons.
They feel like they don't have nowhere to go.
Well, basically, that's
he
the norm.
Gonna kill her.
Yeah.
When she look like she gonna go somewhere.
And I tell people all the time, it's easy for you to say that, easy for you to criticize that woman for she's staying in that abuse. Oh, she likes being there. But ask yourself, are you ready to die? Is it what you dying for? Because that's where I had to make up my mind, because he would tell me all the time.
Well, you was lucky. You was blessed.
I was.
Because a lot of these women nowadays are being found out here in these woods.
Yes, and
then they have to go and search for the person that done it. But technology today with cameras, you always get busted down the line.
Yeah. And I had to make up my mind, Carol, that I was ready to die. I would rather die than to stay in that relationship. And I almost did. He almost killed me. Beat me to death. So, for you all out there and saying, why she's staying there? Why? Because and women is just as violent. Now, don't get me wrong.
I was as a male. First of all, I'm gonna speak on seeing my mom as a young black man, seeing my mom get beat, because I've seen it, and it done something to me as I got older, but what it did to me, it made me not want to do it.
Yeah.
Because I seen what my mom had to go through. So as a young man growing up, if the situation was getting too out of hand in my relationships, I learned to just walk away from it, just walk away from it, let it die down. And when I say walk away from it, because I'm gonna keep it 100, it's not easy to walk away from somebody who you love. You understand what I'm saying? So, and it's not always physical abuse. It's a lot of mental abuse that a lot of people.
A lot of them say they'll change.
Yeah.
They're gonna change.
Yeah.
Yeah. Once they do it once, they'll do it again.
And we say that because I don't want to because I don't condone no violence. I don't condone it. But I just say it's it's something wrong with that person. And as men, we have to deal with women and their traumas, childhood traumas. And it's not physical abuse, but it can be mental abuse for us. And because we men, we'll go in the bathroom and y'all will think everything is all right. We'll go in the room. Y'all will think everything is all right. We'll go in the garage. We'll go cut the grass. And it's a mental thing that's going on with us. You understand what I'm saying? So it could be mental abuse. It could be physical. It could be emotional. I think we all play a part in that situation, because sometimes I look at my mom and I would say, well, you knew he was like that. You knew he was like that. Because he showed that when y'all was 20.
Yeah.
You 40 now. And we still going through that same thing. And I understand that, you know, she at that period, she had to stay. Not even had to stay, she chose to stay.
Yeah.
You know, and maybe it was out of love. I really don't know, you know, or maybe seeing, because I think she used to tell me that she seen potential. and hope
he's gonna change.
Yeah,
He's gonna change.
yeah. And so
and that's what we do. You know, we see the good in you, and we think that, especially if we godly.
Yeah.
You know, because the word of God says, you know, a lot of pastors preach this.
Yeah.
God hates divorce and stuff like that. And you just pray for him, you know. And one scripture I would use all the time was that the husband is warned by the wife's conversation.
Right.
Okay.
Can I say something real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, because I get chills just even thinking about it. So I asked myself this: what would have happened if somebody would have recommended my dad going to counseling? No. I'm just saying. I wonder what would have happened. I know it's hard.
He would have been a better person.
I wonder what would have happened if he would have just went and sought help for what he was going through in his mind. You understand what I'm saying? Because it's something in our mind that we're going through.
Everybody has a little tendency to be tripping out. They're gonna do what they want to do. The partner doesn't see it like that, and that causes the conflict there. Like, you might have a man that likes to go out on Friday night and drink with his buddies and stuff like that, then come home, and the woman accepts it, but after a while, irritation starts to occur, arguments start to occur, because you're living on two different levels. Right. She's a stay-home mom, and you to go.
So can I say something to that? So can I say something to that? So I say this here to that, because I'm married. So if you'd allow me to do it for so long, you can't expect for me to come. You can't expect for you to come and just say stop, and I just stop. It don't work. It don't work like that. Maybe we should talk about it. Maybe we should. You should allow me to have mercy and grace to. Okay, let me go out till. And I'm just saying. Just saying. You should. I was coming in at 11. Now I'm coming in at 9. No, I'm just saying. So I'm working on it. But will you see me working on it? Because I believe this here. I believe if you tell a man something, he 9 times out of 10, he'll probably start trying to work on it.
Yeah.
But you might want him to just to be instantly changed. No. And it don't work like that. It don't work like that. If he was doing
it while you were dating, he gonna want to do it
after
you get married.
I think that's, you know, as women, we set boundaries, but we don't stick to our boundaries, you know, because of the fear of losing you.
Right.
So we allow you to, you know,
do whatever.
And so we first of all had to put value on ourselves. And when we don't put value on ourselves, the man see that, oh, she gonna be all right. She ain't gonna do nothing. She ain't gonna. But I've seen, you know, countless relationships where women said enough is enough. You know, And we have to nip that in the bud.
I think a lot of times too, just based on what y'all was saying, and it's not about a man versus woman thing because it's still domestic violence.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna say this here: when I think women a lot of times don't understand that we digress. Men digress around other men because we know that I'm not finna sit here and argue with these men in here because they men, they alphas, and I know if I start arguing with them. It's we finna tear up the room.
So you saying what you saying that some women try to be alpha?
Nah. What I'm saying is I don't think that they understand. I think to some women it might just be a man wanting to get out and be away from home, but it's digress. It's okay. I can go around other men, and I don't have to hear why didn't you take out the trash. I don't have to hear. I can just digress. I can just digress as a man around other men. And then I'm gonna tell you something. Men get around men, and I might talk to this man, and he might say, "Man, my wife tripping." I know I'm not the only one.
Yeah.
I understand that I'm not the only one, and we need that because what happens is he can say, "Man, I got through it like this." I can say, well, I got through it like this. A lot of women don't understand that we as men, we need each other, especially married men.
Yeah.
Especially because if my partner come to me and he tell me, man, I had to put my hands on my wife, I'm gonna pull him to the side. I'm gonna talk to him.
Yeah.
Because that's my friend. You understand what I'm saying? But a lot of times when we come home, we have to hear, and not say we, but a lot of times men have to come home and hear, oh, you spun this out, you spun this out, you spun this out. So it just make you want to.
That's why you're supposed to have
conversation.
I'm not married or anything anymore.
Yeah.
Date night.
Yeah.
Go out together.
Yeah.
Go out and eat.
I think that's it.
Drink. Go out and dance.
And you need to put the phones down when you doing all of this. Like,
but you're not gonna find them like that because you got more married people. What the wife is over in this club and the husband on the other side of town at the other club. Both of them don't have good intentions on why they out there.
Yeah.
And see, that's where the problem occurs.
Right.
Because what's done in the dark soon comes to the light.
Right.
And there's a thing called jealousy.
Right.
I don't care what anybody tell you about, I don't care what she do.
Oh, no.
If that's let somebody pay some attention to her.
Y'all, this is a juicy topic.
Yeah.
So we're going to take a break and we're going to come back with some more guests. Yeah. Stay tuned. Stay tuned. We're going to have a break. Okay. We're going to...
Mama Joe Ministries presents its 27th annual theatrical gala. Dress code, denim and diamonds. Friday, November the 1st at 7 p.m. at the studio, 7511 South Loop East, Houston, Texas, 77021. This is a ticketed event and also includes the gala dinner.
But wait, there's more.
Yes, there is more. You could win $500 by entering the most inspirational t-shirt contest. So get your entry form in now before October the 18th. And to qualify, you must be present and holding a gala ticket. So don't miss your chance to win $500 for the most inspirational t-shirt. So get your entry form in now before October the 18th. For more information,
call 713-485-5906. 713-485-5906.
Or visit the website www.mamajoeministry.com. You're watching MJM Broadcasting Network.
Mama Joe Ministry.
Like they say, nothing but the dog.
Okay, guys, we are back. It's been hot up in here. It's really been hot up here, especially with Carolyn. Carolyn, again,
Don't
tell us
blame it
about
on
the
me.
event that's coming up.
Oh yes. We're there. Sugar Baby Safe Place, 24-hour safe place, is having a fundraising gala. And it's going to be on October the 19th. And my sister girl here is going to be a speaker. We have other speakers that's going to be there talking. And it's just a fun evening to come together. And normally Cynthia Allen is over the production. And she usually do a fantastic job at putting these events together. But it's a way to raise funds to help Sugar Baby Safe Place, to help these people, these families.
Right.
Because it takes money to be able to house these people
Right.
and give them the necessities that they need. Sugar Baby also has food distribution every Tuesday on the north side. And that's Brenda Bassie Mims. She's doing a whole lot. Her health is down, but she's still, every week she does what she has to do.
Can you give us the contact information?
Yes, all of the information is, let me see, it's going to be at the Hampton Inn in Sugarland. And for tickets, you can call up Cynthia. And the tickets are $40, but you get free food. We got DJ Steve on the 1 and 2s, making it pop. And as long as I've been doing this child's number, it's 713-204-9554. And that's for C. Allen Productions, Cynthia. And you can call that number, or you can call 832-656-8661, and that is Sugar Baby Safe Place, Brenda, to get your ticket. I will be there also. I told them a while back that I'm actually celebrating my 23rd anniversary for Jam Source Runway Magazine. So I just boldly just made it my party too. So it's a combination of the award ceremony, which I am a recipient of an award, but my family and friends will be there celebrating my anniversary. Again, you have those numbers. It's on October the 19th in Sugarland. And I would love to see everybody come out and support this worthy cause because it is much needed.
Okay, so the tickets, the donation that's going toward
Sugar Baby.
Yes, Sugar Baby. To help, women to get safe place, children to get safe
Sugar
place.
Baby.
So your donation
safe
is
place.
not just going for
into somebody's pocket. No,
right.
This is to raise funds so that we can continue to give these services to these women.
Right. So
guys, it's for a worthy cause.
Yeah. So like you say, it's for a worthy cause because, like I had said at the beginning of the show, it could have been you, it could have been me, and with everything is going, it's on a rise. Especially with these young people, domestic violence. It's just not the boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife. It's the mother, father, children. we got to do something
Grandma
about it.
and grandpa
Yeah.
strapping
And,
everybody.
So
This is that time.
we're gonna pause real quick because I've got a young man here that I want to hear his opinion as a young man. You know, what's going on with him
He can,
with the
if he can come over here and
relationships.
sit down in my seat. Come on over here.
So we're gonna
Come
pause. We'll
on.
be right back.
You're watching MJM Broadcasting Network.
Mama Joe Ministry.
Do I need this on? Do I need to put this on?
Hi, y'all. We're back. Come on in,
Come
Jacory.
on,
I ain't gonna
okay.
bite you right now.
I'm sorry about that.
But this is Jacory Chapman. He is a awesome young man, a young man of God. Hello, somebody. Yeah, I'm gonna marry him when I get older now. But we want to bring Jacory in because many times if the older folks talk and and the young people say we don't be listening. We don't we don't be listening. But what I've learned, and I'm learning, that our world that we grew up in is not like they were.
Oh, no, totally
things
different.
have changed.
Oh, yeah.
So to be fair, we need to listen to them. Not saying that they would all say, yeah, y'all young folks don't know nothing. But the Bible said, out of the mouth of babes, we can learn some things. So yeah,
there you go.
Come on,
There you go.
Yeah, okay.
That's it right there.
That's it right there. So, Jacory, you heard us talking about domestic violence.
Yes, ma'am.
And I got one question for you. Are you dating?
I'm dating to marry. Yes,
You dating what?
to marry. That's the goal. I try to date to marry.
How old are you?
23.
23?
Yes, sir.
You got to speak up now.
23.
Okay, you dating that you're marrying.
To marry.
Wow.
To marry. Yes.
Wow.
What is that?
The relationship I'm pursuing is to be married.
Oh, you
He's
dating to be married.
Yeah.
honey, baby, see that right there.
Yeah.
Older women are good for young men. No,
Yes, ma'am.
no, but wow, that is awesome because you don't hear that.
Yeah, I was
Even
just gonna say, not to cut you short, I was just gonna say it's the first time, and I've done a lot of radio interviews.
Mhm.
I've done a ton of radio interviews, and I've never had a young person to come on and say, I'm dating to be married.
Mhm.
So what put you, and I as a older male, what put you in that mindset at such a young age? Because I know most men, that's your age. We running wild. We jackrabbits. We trying to get it and move on.
Mhm. So just a quick introduction of what I care about. Everything, God explains everything in metaphors as a tree, and your actions is the fruit of that. I try to see the root of the tree.
Right.
So I come from a married household. I also come from a divorced household, and I saw the complete difference before and after that, and I saw what led up to that.
Right.
But I was the only one around a lot of my friends and people that didn't care about school and stuff like that.
Right.
They never knew what a married couple looked like. And so now that I know what a divorce looked like, I wasn't always, with my walk of God, I grew up in church.
Right.
It wasn't as strong until I made my own decision to do that. I want to be a person of role model to show that what we doing now as young men doing now with females that's not doing righteous by the woman, like that's traumatic. Not to the woman, but you start to get eaten up with that in your sleep. God send you stuff over and over, like reminding you, and you got the decision to make that change. I know what it's like to, that was traumatic for me. My parents got divorced. Like it was still, it worked out. Like I said, I had a great upbringing. Shout out to mom and pops. I had a great upbringing. But they know that. Everybody know that.
It just was different.
You know what I'm saying? It's just quiet about it, especially in a black household. It's like, okay, it is what it is. But when I look at so many people that are divorced, I hear it in a speech like, it's never the same after that.
Right.
It's never the same after that. And that may be the thing that bring them to God, but I want to prevent that.
Right.
I want to prevent so much error and trauma that I gotta go through to get to know God.
Right.
Because I got all my warning signs and I took it.
Right.
I want my marriage, my lifestyle, my wife to be okay. If you do this early and you give your life to God now, you don't got a shortcut, because that shortcut gonna lead you to so much that God gonna allow you to tumble downhill on purpose.
Right.
To bring you back to him, which could have been avoided.
So let me ask you this. Because I hear you.
Wow, yeah.
So let me ask you this. So what do you do when you meet that woman and she's a good woman?
Mm-hmm.
She's just not in the same headspace as you. She's not. She just in that moment or in that phase of her life, she's not in the same headspace. So do you let her go, or do you have mercy? And I'm saying this for a reason.
That's a great question.
Marriage is about mercy and grace.
Yes, it is.
Because I'm gonna tell you something. You're never gonna find the perfect person. And men and women are always on two different vibes. But you learn to compromise in the different vibes. You see what I'm saying? So what would you do if you met a woman and she seemed like she was the one, she just not in the same headspace?
I hope 1 billion people see this interview or whatever this is, podcast, because probably 4 years ago, before I was this dedicated to my whole life being about God, even whatever I choose to do, I would think that once I start thinking about marriage, I gotta find me a woman that's of God. And I will objectively say that's not a bad idea.
Yeah.
Except that when I was saying that, I was being judgmental, and it reminds me a lot of Paul in the Bible.
Right.
Crucifying in a metaphorical sense, not literally.
Yeah.
Crucifying people of a different belief system than me. Like, I'm trying to walk with God finally, but I have to realize that was this woman that I'm attracted to. It's not just about her flesh. It's like her characteristics and attributes show so much that just because her walk with God ain't necessarily on what I got now, that don't mean that my life not supposed to be.
Yeah, it's called mercy
for her. Yeah,
you got to have mercy and grace towards the person.
So
then
to
I'm
answer your question, it's to if I find a woman that really is a good woman but just don't really know God as well as I may say I do, now that I've learned from back then, I would take it upon myself to let my life be an edifying moment to get her to know God. Maybe that's my assignment. That's how I look at it. That's my assignment. If she don't know God like me, that's my assignment to get her to know God. The foundation, I feel like even with the conversation basis domestic violence, I'm glad I got to sit up here, because a lot of relationships I realized from an owl's perspective, the foundation, if that's the problem, then that was the foundation of the relationship. It wasn't set on God.
Yeah.
Marriage is so sacred and ordained by God that anything, if that foundation is anything outside of God, you're gonna see that down the line.
I'm gonna say this, then I'm gonna let you say, because I'm listening to you as a young man and as an older man. The one mistake that I made is I was searching for.
Me too.
But that was my mistake. That was my mistake. The moment that I prayed and I sat back and I said, God, you give me.
That's literally what happened to me.
That's literally what happened to me. And I'm gonna tell you something.
That's literally what happened to me.
I'm gonna tell you something. I've been married to that woman, but I've been with that woman for 27 years. I've been with that woman for 27 years, and it's something about her that God allowed me to see in His purity. I see the purity of her heart.
You speaking
not of
me
her,
real life,
but not of her flesh. I see the purity in her heart,
literally,
and that's what draws me. If she got flaws, yeah. Do she get on my nerves? Yeah, yeah, all of that. But I'm understanding now that mercy and grace is something that you got to have in a marriage.
Yes, sir.
You have to have that, because if you don't, it's gonna always be a problem. It's gonna always be a problem, because life is just problems. Life is just problems. It's just about working them out. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes,
Every
sir.
day you get up, you're gonna face a problem.
Mm-hmm.
It might be a flat tire. It might be getting to work on time.
Mm-hmm.
You just gotta work it out. But mercy and grace is one of the key things that I don't know everything, but I know I made it to today with my wife with mercy and grace.
Yeah, that's me. What you spoke was spot on, because before I found the woman that I know that's my better half, and everything that I'm saying that could be positive, my yin, my sunshine, all of that.
Yeah.
I went out searching, but I kept God in front of it. Like when I start to let God be the head of your God my life, I was searching for it.
Yeah.
And I kept not even like, I would literally go off on conversation and then just be like, okay, cool. Not really my interest point. And this was helping me find out what I really care about in life. And so the moment I was like, you know what? I had to hit a rock bottom, not literally, but just like financially.
Right.
I was just like, you know what, God, you let me know.
Yeah.
And then I ended up me being in the child care field, and out of all the coworkers in there, there was one person in there who really cared about children.
Yeah.
And then that let me know I really care about children.
Right.
And so
you're finding somebody that is compatible to you.
Yes.
More spiritual. You know, yeah. And I think that's a thing is that there's a scripture when God created Eve, and a lot of people overlook it. And it says, and God brought the woman to the man. In other words, she was somewhere else.
Yeah.
And the man didn't have to go search for her.
Right.
She didn't have to go search for the man.
Right.
God brought her
Right.
where she needed to be, to who she needed to be with.
Right.
You know, and I think there's something that, you know, oh, I'm searching for me a good man. I'm searching for me a good woman. No, if we learn to obey God, stand still, and let God do it for
It'll
us,
come.
because we're so in a hurry, you know, because we think we're going to miss out on something or whatever. And like you say, when we don't allow that to take place, then chaos. My daddy would always say, he said, right man, right woman, life is beautiful. Wrong man, wrong woman, life can be hell. And so I think as women and men, we really need to understand our role.
Right.
Because we do have roles.
Right.
And Mama Joe would always say, she said, if you marry something, I'm just as equal as she is, whatever. She said, if y'all are equal, she said, I want you to stand in the mirror, butt naked, and tell me what's equal about y'all.
It's nothing.
And she said, if there's something equal about
That's
y'all,
a wrong situation. Well, let me.
that's wrong.
It's a funny situation,
because,
I guess.
You know what I'm learning, and you know, and I guess a lot of us women are learning that we have a purpose and a position, and the men have a purpose and a position. And when we accept the purpose and the position that God has given us, we be less, you know, fighting each other. But right now,
Go ahead.
But right now, the enemy is using, you know, I hear them say that when God gave out the curses, you know, it means that when he told the woman that your desires are going to be, you know, for that man, that the woman gonna want to take over. No, it's the point is that we gonna desire that man to be as man and let us know, hey baby, I love you, but no, we're not gonna do this. You know?
I wanna share something with you before because I know the time running down, but I really want to share this with you as a young man and finding somebody that you say you love or you falling in love with. I see you now, and I see kindness. I see humbleness. All I want to do is I want to share this with you because we're talking about domestic violence. Because we're talking about domestic violence, I really want you to listen to what I'm finna tell you. A woman that you love can come in and press a button and make you go somewhere that you never thought that you can go.
I've seen it.
You understand what I'm saying?
I know exactly what you're talking about.
When I say that, I'm saying stay prayed up, falling in love, and make God be your foundation to run to. I'm talking about to run to when you maybe you haven't experienced it now.
I know,
Maybe
I know
you-
what you're saying.
Because
On the sense that
love will make you. Love will make you. It can make you hot. It can make you heat because you
It
love this
can.
person so much. You understand what I'm saying? And so again, since we're talking about domestic violence, there are triggers that can trigger people, and so you have to be aware of your triggers. So start learning yourself. Start learning yourself. Start figuring out what's my triggers when it come to you, so you understand. Okay, that's a trigger for me. Let me back up. And I say this because I'm learning that now. I used to just fly off the handle because I didn't know that was a trigger. You understand what I'm saying? And it could have led to domestic violence. It could have led, but the type of person I am, I just back up.
I know what you mean.
But
I know exactly
it's
what
been
you
some
mean.
situations, 27 years, it's been a situation where it went too much to the left. You understand what I'm saying? And those situations, maybe they could have been avoided if I knew, okay, that's a trigger for me. Don't go into that because that's a trigger. You understand what I'm saying? And I say that because love, man, is it'll make you, it'll push you to do certain things that.
The biggest thing with that, honestly, is it's a open. I guess it's an open suggestion to know that communication is number one in a relationship. But I feel like when it's not just communication with man and woman, it's communication man to God, woman to God, God to man, God to woman, and then God, man and woman in between. If you keep God in a relationship, like the glue of the relationship. Because I know my individual triggers in general, when if not even like, let's remove the woman, like me and my significant other, if me and you get into it, but me and you were really cool in real life and this is random, I'm going to take a step back and I'm going to ask God to show me the root of this tone, this attitude, because it's coming from somewhere. Like I know I feel like I'm not gonna assume, but you could say that sometimes when you gotten into not an argument but a dispute, it'll seem like a tone or attitude just came out necessarily out the blue. And you really don't, and you will almost get to knowing that it's not even about something you did. That's how I learned mercy and grace. Because if I was to fly off at the mouth by something she said, I would want her to forgive me if I said something disrespectful.
Right.
I've never done that though, but I always pray that I don't do that. But if I ever did something wrong to her or somebody,
it comes with marriage, bro. And I'm just keeping it 100. You just gotta understand. You have to understand certain things about your mate and the triggers. And I just say that because we talking about domestic violence. You understand what I'm saying? Triggers are, man, and they can go either way. They can go from male, or they can go towards the woman.
Yeah, you know what you said earlier, and this was so much me, that when it get down to that point, I feel like sometimes just you gotta go to the restroom, so you don't really know that. Pray. You know what I'm saying? Like I had to go. That's my little secret place. I literally had to go to the closet. I'm cleaning up. I'm super duper quiet. I'm not a quiet person, but that's how I get it off because you may not have that person to talk to. And I thank God I got people to talk to now, but I really talk to God the most about it. But
and
I know exactly what you mean by that.
You got to learn too that it's okay to get angry. It's okay. It's okay. It's
That's
okay.
normal.
It's just
Emotions were created by God. So
it's just taking anger to whatever level. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to take anger to certain levels to where it create domestic violence. You know what I'm saying?
Guys, I hate to break this wonderful conversation up. I've been getting some little incidents and telling us that we need to get off the air. Because y'all talking too much.
No, we're not talking too much. We talking some real spill.
Y'all men just talking.
But you got a young man, and you got a
But that's what it's all about.
Yeah.
And I hope everybody start tuning in. Betty, thank you for your comment. Betty said that this is beautiful listening to this young man, wise and intelligent. We need more. We need more to step up to the plate and be serious and loving God first, and allowing God to shape into leaders and men of integrity. Thank you, Jacoby. Pastor Love. The best yet to come.
The best is yet to come.
Diana says, "All right, young man," and then Carolyn said, "Visit her Facebook page for more information on sugar babies." Carolyn Baker, and then Lady Burnetta, she was watching her. Oh, y'all, I don't know, but anyway. And then Lady Burnetta. What happened? Okay, but anyway, we're gonna come back next Sunday. You know, we're gonna try to have all the kinks out so we can start right on 3 o'clock. And also, if you'd like to do a podcast, hit us up 713-485-5906. That's our number, 713-485-5906. We have, you want to do a podcast, we got a promotional podcast,
Package,
available.
yeah.
You want us to do some commercials for you, we got that available. We also, now listen up, we're also looking for some voice actors for our upcoming movie, our Gospel Hill, and our plays. So if you'd like to be a part of this ministry, hit us up, 713-485-5906. So we're open. We're just big family, ain't that right?
Yes, ma'am.
He's part of the soap opera too, y'all.
Oh, I can be. Yes, ma'am.
And so we got so many things coming up, and support us. Tune in and tell your family, friends, and everything, y'all. If this topic is good for y'all, and we got all the topics coming up about caretakers, taking care of the caretakers. Betty gonna come in and talk about that. And we just got so much going on.
It was good meeting you, young brother. Like
you
for
too.
real, it was good meeting you.
And it's good to have dialogue between the young and the old.
Not old.
He not old. He just
Let me tell you,
he ain't not old.
if you get old, if you live long enough for somebody to call you old, you blessed.
Yeah. Well, just say
That's wisdom.
Let's just say the younger man and the blessed.
Well,
the younger guy and the blessed.
I appreciate that. Lord.
Yeah.
Thank you for letting me get as old as I am.
Yeah.
But guys, tune in next Sunday at 3 p.m. Okay. Yeah, I think it's 3 p.m. I'll be here. Betty, you'll be here. And then Brenda Road is going to come. Betty and Brenda Road is going to be talking about taking care of the caretaker, because a lot of us are taking care of our sickly friends, family, or whatever, but nobody looks out for the caretaker.
Mm-hmm.
It is a very strenuous thing to do, and they need help too.
Right.
They need help, and that's another thing that we're going to start talking more about is about counseling. Like you say, I wonder what would have happened if my dad would have went to counseling.
Yeah.
And back in the day, that was a no-no.
No.
That was you cuckoo and everything. So, y'all, we can't talk no more. They're telling me to get off the line. Okay, so we're gonna get off the line. But thank you again for tuning in. And if the Lord say the same, we'll see you next week. And remember what Mama Joe say: you'll be right, and God will cause your right to come back to you.
Turn to the person next to you and say, you've been forgiven.
Look, it's not what you think, man. It's not what you think. We just wrestling. Just wrestling. Ain't that right, Candace?
God will save a repenting soul, but if you're unable to forgive, then you just might be that lost one.
But baby, I just need you to tell me what's going on with you.
Told you. Please don't hurt me. No, please.
Yeah, man, we gonna sit right here. We gonna wait on the police. That's what we gonna do.
We never knock her out. gonna hurt you. We're not gonna hurt you. If you scream, we kill you.